Hello, welcome to the Gamers. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my Xbox 360 collection. So it's possibly the most amount of games I've got for a single console. I think it's definitely up there. It's got so many good games. I've got like 4 piles. I'm just going to kind of grab them, so they're not in any particular order. So I'm just going to go through them. So let's start at the front. So Injustice, Gods Among Us. I've spent a bit of time in it. It's a decent fighter, but I couldn't get into it as much as Street Fighter, and maybe that is just purely because I thought, oh, why spend time on this when I could just keep playing on Street Fighter games. So visually though, it looks awesome, and some of the finishing moves in this, special moves, are awesome. The characters, you know, that's the reason why you play it. So Injustice. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I played in this game a lot actually before the patch, believe it or not. Before the patch, I really liked this game, and I haven't played it since they did the patch. So, I mean, I know loads of people like saying, oh, you know, because of like, it gets a lot of timeouts, which, yeah, it did get a lot of timeouts, but then also, because I play quite a defensive style, it basically just favoured everyone with high damage. So I just kind of thought, oh, I just won't play it that much anymore. But no, I did enjoy it. Gem system, I didn't like. Everything else, yeah, why not? Okay, Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4. And 8. Okay, I've skipped the other two because Ultra Street Fighter 4 isn't out yet as retail disc. I think that's out fairly soon in August. I don't know the exact day because I don't know if I'm going to buy it, because if you watch my Ultra Street Fighter 4 rant video, you'll know that I don't think it's balanced. I think this is probably the most balanced it got, even though there were some characters in there that were definitely like 2 top tier, Cammy, Akuma, etc. I feel like the majority of the cast in this was evenly balanced. If this had delayed wake up, I think this would be, without a doubt, the most balanced version of Street Fighter 4. So, okay, Call of Duty games. Just move that for now. I go in and out of playing these games. Ghosts. At first, I thought, okay, yeah, I do like it. But then I just kind of thought, oh, it's just the same. Black Ops, the original Black Ops, is my favourite Call of Duty without a doubt. It was the only one I put in excessive amounts of hours into. Online, never played the campaign. I don't play the campaign on any shooters pretty much. I think the last shooter that I went through the campaign on was Halo 3, which I no longer have. I think I sold Halo 3. Forza, Forza Motorsport 3, decent driving game, but one of the maps on mine, every single time I went in it crashed, so I never really got to play on it. Okay, one of my Batman games, Batman Arkham Origins. Haven't got it in a normal box, I've got it in steel disc. I don't know if you can quite see the collector's box that I've got up there. You can see the bottom of it. So I've got the collector's edition of Arkham Origins. Liked it. Not my favourite in the series, but I really did like the game. Okay, Metal Gear Rising. A fun hack and slash game. Something a bit different in the Metal Gear Solid universe. Is it my favourite Metal Gear? No, not really. Is it good for a bit of a change and a bit of a laugh? Yeah. And you know, replay value, it's pretty good. Like, if you want to show someone something a bit different in the Metal Gear universe, go for it. But that's like Metal Gear Solid, the HD collection, which comes with Metal Gear Solid 2, Snake Eater, which is Metal Gear Solid 3, and Peace Walker. So that's awesome, because I mean, Snake Eater is my favourite Metal Gear game, and being in HD and getting 3, you know, what can be said, absolutely mint. Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 5. Okay, I did enjoy playing Resident Evil 5, and I think I played it like went through it 2 or 3 times, but it wasn't like it wasn't like 4, and I think it was one of the first Resident Evils to kind of turn away from the original style of Resident Evil. And I don't mean like, I know 4 like had the whole behind the shoulder camera, but I thought that was good, but I mean in the sense that this didn't scare me, like it just was just more like a shooter. It was still good, but not as good as 4, and then 6 just carried on the same way as 5. Brought Leon back, which I was pleased about, but had multiple different characters and multiple storylines, so yeah, it's still a good game, but both of them don't compare to 4, and I do have the HD re-release of that as a download. Fallout New Vegas. I don't know where Fallout 3 is. I've got the collector's edition box, but I actually had a look at it and it didn't have the game in it, so I don't know where that's gone. New Vegas. I enjoyed it just as much as Fallout 3, if not more. Yes, it can be a bit glitchy, a bit buggy, but when it doesn't go glitchy or buggy, great game. Absolutely brilliant. I think out of most of the games here, definitely one of the ones that I've spent the most hours on, easily. Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger. The only Blaze Blue game I have. It was fun, a bit too complicated for me, couldn't really get into it. Love the art style though, so good fighting game. I will play one again, but I'd probably have to stop playing on Street Fighter to actually put the hours that this game deserves. A game I think most of you will have. The Sega Mega Drive collection. Not much to be said about this apart from it is awesome. The amount of games that you get on this, the amount of hours. I mean, you've got Sonic 1, 2 and 3, you've got the Streets of Rage, you've got the Golden Axe series, you've got Ultimate Beast. I could go on. Incredible, and you can get this for absolutely dirt cheap wherever you are. So if you haven't got it, go and get it. Go and get it. Soul Calibur 4. To me, this game's just a bit of a joke. The only Soul Calibur that I've ever played properly is Soul Calibur 2. And this, yeah, it was fun. As I said, a bit of a laugh. Not really my thing though. Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. Another one where I do have Viva Pinata somewhere, but I can't find it. Okay, story behind this is when the original Viva Pinata came out, I think my brother brought it back home and he was playing it. And it was insanely addictive. This was before I knew it was like a kids show or anything like that. And it was just like, I'm trying to describe it. You know, you have a garden and you have these different animals like pinatas that come in, and they basically all require different requirements to get them in and to stay, and then to breed with one another. And yeah, it was strangely addictive and strangely like deep gameplay for the fact that it should be aimed at kids, but the actual gameplay of it isn't. The Last Remnant by Square Enix. Nothing special, just a kind of stereotypical RPG. I think it was released fairly early on the system. Visually, you can kind of see that it's lacking now, but you know, you could probably pick this up for under £5, so if you see it and you like RPGs, why not? RPGs that go above and beyond the amount of hours though, and visually like stunning. Skyrim. You probably all got Skyrim. If you're into RPGs, you definitely have. Too many hours to even comprehend of gameplay. The DLCs are all cool. The world map is amazing. The fact that it had dragons in it was awesome, and the customization, yeah, everything that you want in an RPG. And then a bit of a hidden gem if you haven't played it is Dragon's Dogma. You know, I thought this was just as good as Skyrim, so that's what, you know, that's putting it up on a bit of a pedestal. But I love this game, and the fact, I think what made it better was because, as I said, I didn't really know much about it. I expected it to be decent, didn't expect it to be amazing. So if you're into RPGs and you haven't played this, go out and play it. Incredible game. Okay, Batman Arkham Asylum. First one in the series of the modern day Batmans, and wow, did this take my breath away. Movie tie-ins and things like that, always a bit hesitant of, like, the only other good one I can think of at the top of my head was GoldenEye. You know, GoldenEye was, I can't say enough about that game. GoldenEye, 1964, those were the days. But going back to Batman, yeah, the first time I played in this, I was just like, okay, this is actually like really, really good. And then I've stopped playing it anymore. I was like, this is really good. Visually, incredible. Gameplay, incredible. Layout, stage design, incredible. Buy it. Grand Theft Auto 5, you've all got it. I won't go into it. It's a good game. Sleeping Dogs, I think a few months ago, or maybe a bit longer, it might be a bit longer now, this was available for as a free download to anyone on Gold membership, and if you got it then, damn, you're lucky. I think I got it the day it was released. Sleeping Dogs, such a good game, I preferred it to GTA. Yeah, same scenario as GTA, big open world, but not set in America, it's set in Hong Kong. And I actually preferred that. And I know some people are like, oh, it's not better than GTA. Me personally, I preferred it to GTA. And yeah, awesome game. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I do have the collector's edition for this as well. I love this game. The only game that I've gone through, I think, more than one, a few, okay, apart from a few, but one of the only games I've gone through. And on the second and third time I'm going through it, I actually still watch all the cutscenes because they're that hilarious. Yeah, if you're going out and you don't want something to offend you, don't buy this, because this this sets out to offend everyone, and there are certain parts of it I was just like, oh man, that is so offensive, but hilarious nonetheless. I just wish it lasted a bit longer, and I think the level cap was level 15, and you can reach that so early on. I think the level cap really should have been 30 plus, but hilarious game, plays well, the way it looks like the actual episodes is great, so yeah. Blue Dragon, this was one of the first games I ever had on the 360, and I've only played it once the entire way through, so I can't even really remember it now, but I do know that I enjoyed it. I don't know how it would compare to today's RPGs, but I think it was pretty good. Let's go into one of my favourite series on Xbox, which was the Final Fantasy 13 series. So 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. Okay, I know that a lot of people give this series bad press. This was the first Final Fantasy. These were the first Final Fantasy games that I played on, and I think all of them are great games, but especially 13. I mean, yeah, at first I was just like, is this following on from another Final Fantasy? I was like, I don't really know what's going on. This Fal'Cie and Sifs and Pools to the Sea. I was just like, whoa, what's going on? But when you come out, I think it's on like chapter 10 or chapter 11 in the game, everything comes together and everything makes sense. And the fact that I didn't even know what was going on and I kept playing it kind of shows you how good the game was. And this, just like I guarantee Final Fantasy 15 will do the same, the first time I saw this game was the first time in that generation of 360 and PS3 where the graphics took my breath away. That first cutscene where you see lightning on the monorail, oh, I still get a bit of a shiver whenever I watch that because it just takes me back to the first time I saw that. I was just like, wow. So yeah, I know a lot of people say that Square Enix is going down the hill, and some ways I'd say yeah, I mean, but no, I love them. I honestly did. I thought the whole series was great. I don't really know how you can't like them if you like Final Fantasy. I mean, yeah, it's different, but it's kind of innovative. If it stayed the same as all the other Final Fantasies, it'd be a bit boring. LA Noire, game by Rockstar, the company that makes GTA. I thought this was a pretty good game, LA Noire. It's just like pure crime. You solve puzzles. A bit annoying that you can't really just go out like killing people and having a bit of a laugh. I mean, you can go around driving over them, but you can't actually get out your gun. You can only get out your gun in combat like zones when it's saying that you will go out and shoot this guy. But yeah, so 1940s Los Angeles, and the facial capture that they had in this game was like a new thing they tried, and I don't think it sold that well, not for how much money they put into the game. But if there was LA Noire 2, I would snap it up. Oh, before we go, I'm going to say Batman Arkham City, my favourite game in the modern day Batman games. I haven't got it in the original box, it's in here, so there's the disc, so you all believe me. Yeah, Arkham City, I think, to me was the best because it improved from Arkham Asylum and it wasn't glitchy like Origins. So that was like the complete package for me. 8 games in one, Capcom Digital Collection. I haven't played on all the games all the way through. I think Rocketman and Flock I've not played on that much yet. But Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, I mean, I'm crap at it, but it's still a good game. Puzzle Fighter 2, Super Puzzle Fighter 2. That game was so good, I was so surprised. Like, I will put that in like my top 5 Street Fighter games. I absolutely loved it, so addictive. And you got Final Fight, and one of my favourite games on this, for sure, which I was surprised about because vertical shooters is not my thing. I am not good at them. But 1942 Joint Strike, me and Simon have put a good few hours on that game, and we've gone through it a lot, and that's all I did. We meant to go through it again and improve the score. And I mean, I'm still not good at it, but I really, really enjoy it, and the music on it's good, the controls perfectly. So yeah, and if you haven't got this, it's another one that you can get for a really good price. 8 great Capcom games, you know. Okay, the last one, Tales of Vesperia. Yes, we do love the Tales of series, and we will be unboxing Tales of Vesperia 2, the collector's edition, when that comes out. But the only Tales of game on 360, Tales of Vesperia, Simon's favourite Tales of, and it'd be up there, I think, for me, maybe 3rd or 4th. It's still good, brilliant game. I remember going to, the only game I had before this in Tales of series was Tales of Symphonia. So there's a big gap, and then I was just walking around H&V and I saw this game on the shelf and I was like, Tales of game, Tales of Symphonia is in my top 10. I was like, I'm gonna get this, and yeah, it was really good, and I know a lot of people put this as their #1 Tales of game. So that wraps things up for now. You've seen the Xbox 360 collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've seen some games that you might not have seen before, and you definitely would have seen plenty of games that you have seen before. But I hope there was something for everyone. You had shooters, RPGs, fighting games, you name it. I've got something really. But yeah, so that was the 360 collection. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later.